voice here. So hard to beat a voice.
So I've got nothing left, I'll be honest with you, but other than to just do what I always like to do when I come here, because this you're seeing in real time in the most organic way, my first chance to get to talk to our new champions. And of course I say some new and some have been doing it, but there's a bunch of new ones up here. There's all kinds of new champions up here, which is great because what you guys may or may not know, other than being able to walk around the world telling all your friends that you're the best at what you do, which is a really cool part about being an Olympia champion, being able to travel the world and represent this great community, this industry, this lifestyle. A big part of it is the relationship that we have with you guys throughout the year, and to be able to deploy your greatness and your inspiration in ways that help us grow not just the Olympia, but the NPC, the IFBB Pro League, all the things that go on in Pittsburgh under Jim Mannion and Tyler Mannion, and the things that we do in other regions. And you guys are such a huge part of that. And every year I always hope, because at the end of the day, these contests are judged by a panel of judges. I promise you that Bob Ciccarello does not pick who is Mr. Olympia. I promise you that I have no influence, because you know what? I'm not even a good judge. I don't have the skill set or the aptitude to break down the way the hamstrings insert into the glutes and all the minutia that goes into measuring the best of the best. It's never been my thing. I'm not a good judge. I am not a judge. Jake Wood is not a judge. We do not judge these events. We have a panel head by Steve Weinberger and Sandy Williamson and Tyler Mannion and their whole team, and they do a very difficult job in a subjective sport. It is impossible to create a unanimous opinion. With that said, at the end of the night, we have champions in 11 Olympia divisions, and you guys have worked extremely hard to get there. And I know there's a few of you guys that have been at that spot for a while. It's been, Andrea, of course, I think you probably are the one up here who has been, well, not probably, definitively, who has been up here for the most years. And, of course, Ryan, you're starting to earn your stripes as a veteran. Let's give it up for our three-time men's physique Olympia champion. And Andrea, of course, you have now entered into that conversation that starts with the letters G-O-A-T, and which is really a well-deserved thing, and that shouldn't be taken lightly. So, Andrea Shaw, you are not just a tremendous champion, but you are also a great, great ambassador for women's bodybuilding. You know, it's I can't wait to get to work with all of you guys. The wellness division has become so incredibly popular, and I know you got to be feeling pretty good today, huh? Yeah, it's exciting, and there are a few people in the world that get people more excited than our new classic physique champion, Ramon Dino, and I know a lot of fans have questions for you. Yep. And you and I really haven't had a chance to get to know each other over the years, but I have gotten to know your fans. I've traveled to your country, and I've seen how much they care about you, and I know they're very excited. And I saw all those videos of people watching in their homes and in places and bars and restaurants throughout Brazil, and I saw the moment Bob Ciccarello said and knew, and you were announced the champion. I saw the way your country just went crazy, and they were so excited for you. So congratulations to you, my friend. So I could go on, but this is not my job to break down. That's Bob's job, and Bob's going to do that much better than me. But I want to just talk about somebody up here who just did something that, if I'm not mistaken, I used to be a historian. A lot of that stuff has gotten foggy in my head. But for the longest time, we talked about how Jay Cutler was the first guy to ever hold the title of Mr. Olympia, lose the title, and then win it back, right? And Bob, if I'm not mistaken, that hadn't happened ever in this division. And it happened last night. And give it up for our two-time Mr. Olympia, Derek Lunsford. And Derek, I'm so proud of you because I happen to have a general idea of what your life has been like the last year, the things that you have gone through. Not to say that it's different than any of the things that any of us go through, but I know it presented challenges for you, and I know it was intensely personal, this journey, in ways that were different than any experience you've had before. And to have won the title back is incredibly difficult, but more than that, I know what you represent, I know what you stand for, I know the way you affect people, so I will simply say that the division, Mr. Olympia, it is in very, very good hands, and I congratulate you on this incredible achievement. So with that said, I'm going to simply say this. On behalf of all of our team at the Olympia, Jake Wood and Angelica Nebbia, my incredibly brilliant vice president, and everybody who is such a big part of it, Tamer Elgindi, Martine, Caden Riley, everyone up and down, Sophia and Brittany and Anna and Ken and Tim Gardner, who did a great job this year with the Expo, and everybody involved in what we do. I'm so grateful to you. I'm going to tell you something now. I'm going to tell you that the Olympia is going to stay in Las Vegas next year. I'm also going to tell you that it's not going to be here. And in the next week or so, we're going to announce where it's going to be. And I think you guys will be really pleased, because what we always do is we always try to figure out ways to put more people in the building. We also want to create more ways to put people in the building at different price points. This building is expensive. We understand that. It's a major commitment to come out here. The tickets are expensive. The venue is smaller, which forces us to have to create, pricing that isn't friendly for everybody. You guys are fortunate to be able to be here. Not everybody can, and it's important to all of us. I know it's important to Bob, it's important to me, it's important to Jake, it's important to all of us that as many people from as many socioeconomic demographics can come out and buy a ticket to the Olympia, even if it's not in the best seat, just to be able to get in the building and experience that energy and witness history. So we're making some moves next year that are going to create those opportunities, and I'm really excited to share that with you. But once again, I am profoundly and deeply grateful to each of you. The things that you have walked up to me and have said over the course of the last few days, they are not taken lightly. They are not lost on me, and I am so profoundly grateful to all of you. And this has been a very special Olympia, and the journey continues. So thank you very much.
Well, Dan, thank you. It's not an easy job, but you made it look easy, for the last 6 years now, I believe it's been, right? 7 years. Yeah, I've already lost. And 7th time. And honestly, Dan, with your keys to success and the group you put together, honestly, you should write a book, bro. You really should. You should write a book about the keys to success and how to... Oh, wait a minute. That's right. You did just write a book, shameless plug time, called Win Fuel. What a great name. It's on Amazon. You guys can go to Amazon right now. My buddy Dan has penned his first book in his spare time. There it is. Let me get that. Who wants a free book? Here we go. Oh, boy, a trivia question. A tough one there. I know, right? But, all right, here, I got one for you. How many old school people we got? We got people who've been around the game for a little while. Who was on the very first cover of the NPC News? No, not you. That's right. It was me. How about that? Appreciate that, Suzanne. Thank you. Dan, thank you for everything, brother. And Dan, you're right, man. We got some hands still, some hands, and new. You're not new. You're not new. You're definitely not new. You're once again. You're not new. He's new. Yeah. Eduardo's new. Rhea Gale's new. Michelle's new. So we got a whole bunch of new. And mixed in with the old. And when I say old, of course, I mean experience. You know what, Derek, you've just been setting records all week. And Dan is exactly right. Jay Cutler was the only one to have ever won, lost it, and reclaimed it. you're actually in a whole different category. You won the 212, then you said, I'm done with this stuff, I'm going to move up. Then you won the title, then you lost the title, now you won it back. And also, as I said last night, which completely surprised you because I know you weren't adding up the dollars, but I was. But Derek becomes the first bodybuilder in history, unless somebody's going to show me wrong on my stats, to earn over $1 million in prize money in a single year. Derek. 1.2, if I'm not mistaken. So, congratulations. Hey, every dollar counts. Like you said, this Olympia is expensive. They make me buy a ticket, so hopefully next year I can get a freebie on that one. Derek Lunsford, let's start with you, of course. Again, reclaiming the crown. This was a tough one, man. This was tough. I know you and Hottie were right there, but you also had Andrew Jack, who's kind of really come up over the last year, and he's a big dude, man. I mean, he's 300 pounds and 6'2". Not that you haven't beaten some big people before. Martin Fitzwater established himself. Again, another guy in the mix. Samson Dowda coming back. You guys have gone back and forth. So congratulations to you, Derek, and your thoughts on winning your second, or actually, should I say third, Olympia, but your second Sandow.
Thank you, Bob. Also, first, thank you guys for all showing up here Sunday morning. There's many other things you guys could be doing, but as big of bodybuilding fans as we all are, we're here today. So thank you all. Real quick, give yourself a round of applause. My thoughts, honestly, is unbelievable. You know, when I said I want to be a bodybuilder, I did think I want to be Mr. Olympia one day. But to have the accolades that we have now is truly unbelievable to me. I can only say it's by the grace of God that He has brought me here. As far as the competition, you know, let me be the first to thank my competition for being so great. This is right now in all divisions. And of course, in my division, this is probably the greatest time in bodybuilding history. We have some of the greatest athletes from all around the world that puts their heart and soul into this. And my competitors, you know, make me elevate. And so I'm very thankful to have the competition that I have, because without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And so, yeah, this is an unbelievable weekend, and I'm just want to say praise God.
Well, Derek, again, great moment on that Olympia. I'm going to come back to you, obviously, as we've got a whole bunch of stuff to cover here today, but I got to get to my man, Ryan Terry. Ryan, you said all throughout the year I would run into you at various shows across the world, of course, in our travels and what we could do. And you've been telling me all year, Bob, I want to hear 2 words from you. And 3 times. 3 times. That's what I want to hear.
No, I wanted to hear "and still." And when last night when he said, "Oh no, that doesn't start with "and still."
And still is good, but once you get past the second time, I got to go to 3, 4, 5. Andrea knows all about this.
Right. Okay.
Because you want that moment of letting everybody know, hey man, this is number 3. Congratulations, brother.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. It's not sunk in yet. It's still very surreal at this moment. I've not been to sleep yet, as you can imagine, so I'm looking forward to be able to, we're getting my flight back later, so I'm looking forward to settling down and taking it all in, definitely.
Well, you were taking it in last night. What a great Olympia moment. Yeah. Take everybody behind the scenes, you know, so to say, as you're on stage. So you're in the middle. You know the announcement's coming any second now. You know you're either first or second. What goes through your mind as you're standing there? Like, I can't even imagine, like, so, are you thinking, like, I got it, I don't know, man, I mean, this could go either way. Like, what's in your capacity at that point?
So for me, this is, I wanted to touch on something quickly, where this was the first time in my career, and this is the first competition where I really, truly felt confident that I could win this thing from day one. And the reason I say that is, every year I've always been quite hopeful. I've been one of those guys who I hope we do well and that sort of thing. And this year, because I've won 2 titles now, and I've been against everybody on that stage, that I'd solidified to myself the confidence to believe that I could beat any of these on any given day. And when I started this prep 16 weeks out, and I've actually got video evidence of this, so we're going to be releasing this in the next few weeks, but I actually like the power of manifestation. I actually said, I've never seen this happen, and I wanted the first call out to be top 9. And you never see that. You always have 6. And it's always an even number, because they want, obviously, going into the finals, you don't know who's won it, and there's always two people in the mix. Whereas I thought, no, this year I want to solidify it by not just winning it, but winning it with conviction and being undeniable. So in my head, the whole way through this prep, all I focused on, every morning when I was doing my cardio, when I was doing my posing rounds, was me to go in that centre box and have 4 athletes either side of me. And the reason I said 9 is because the men's physique division has been so popular, and the standard is phenomenal. I do truly believe it could have gone any way between 9 of us. So all I visualised was them putting me in the centre spot and moving the 8 people around me. And when they put me in the middle, and I thought, I'm actually stood on this box now, because you never actually stand in the centre, you're always either side of that square. And I was like, this is not happening, this can't be happening. And I never moved.
And not to cut you off, but
Sorry.
that is hard to get from Big Steve. Because Big Steve is very cognizant that he doesn't really like a lot of people in that center.
Yes.
He likes that even number, right,
Yeah.
where you're splitting the box.
Yeah.
And, he kind of keeps that little guessing going on. But that is a huge sign of respect from Steve Weinberger and the judges.
And and it was just an unbelievable moment, because I'm thinking any minute now they're gonna swap me over, and I kept looking down and prejudging, like, no, we're not moving here. And it was just a phenomenal moment. So when I walked off prejudging, it was just one of those feelings where, I knew I'd done my job.
Well, you know what? And I'm not saying this just because you're here, but you're here. But seriously, you could make a case. Now, you've got 3 victories. Jeremy Buendia has an all-time record of 4. He was there on the stage with you. But you can make a case legitimately that you are the greatest champion in your division of all time because of the caliber of competition that you've had to compete against, especially the last 2 years.
Yeah.
You have 3 other Olympia winners that are next to you, with Jeremy Buendia, with Aaron Banks, with Brandon Hendrickson.
Yeah, so this was my 10th Olympia, guys. For people who don't know, this is my 10th Olympia, and I've been very fortunate enough to place 8th, 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. And I've gone against some of the guys. There's like 3 eras. What we feel like in men's physique, it feels like there's been 3 eras. And to stay up to their caliber each era, I've been very proud of that. And to then go into this era where the standard is just unbelievable, out of this world, to then hold my own against some of the younger guys, and like say Ali, who is fresh-faced, he's young, I've got probably 10 years on him, to hold my own next to him like that, I'm very proud of that. And it wasn't just me. I have a phenomenal team around me, and I just want to say quickly, thank you to the support I've got, my team down here, and everyone around me, because although it's me stood on stage, it takes a team to get there, and I'm very grateful of the support I've got.
Ali Bilal, again, another great name that was on that stage.
Thank you.
But for those that think it's an overnight success, like you said, 10 years, and that is the order of your placings, right? That you
No. There was back and forth.
Hopscotch back and forth?
Yeah, back and forth.
Listen, you come in good one day, next day, you're knocked down a notch or two. But it shows, your commitment to getting back in that winner's circle. So now I assume that you have no plans of retiring. I know that got brought up in the press conference. Weren't you supposed to be retired now?
Yeah, so I don't know if everybody follows men's physique division, but it's the first year that I had a lot of, smack talk thrown at me, just by one guy. And he basically very boldly said he's going to retire me, and he's going to regret me coming for my 3rd title, and very, very confident in what he was saying. So for me, that was a bit of a point to prove that I retire when I say, not when somebody else does.
He's a great champion, Ryan Terry, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Speaking of great champs, wow, what a moment last night. We saw it at the prejudging. Great competition. You also have a stacked class in that classic physique division. Chris Bumstead, great champion, 6-time, called it a day last year. That opened it up to, all right, who's gonna take over? Your name being, of course, one of the top guys as a runner-up the past few years, but you had Urs Kalasinski in there. He went to the Open. Again, great competition. Mike Sommerfeld, Rough Diesel, man, he really brought it. You guys, the 3 of you were very, very close. But nobody has a fan base like Ramon Dino. That's for sure. And all year long, and I got to thank you for this, all year long, your fans have been flooding my inbox with dinosaurs, those emojis. I've got hundreds of them. And every time we do a show, we do predictions. If I don't have you winning, I got dinosaurs for days. And Ramon, tell your people I like you. Okay, we're good. We're good. I love Ramon. I love Ramon. I love Brazil. Okay, so it just shows the passion of your fans. But man, what a moment last night when your name was called as the winner, and the place simply exploded. It's our cue to. I know he's a new champion now, so we got to.
Posso speak in português?
Bro, I know no Portuguese. You know that. So
I'm trying English. I'm very happy and very excited. Me and Pacho and my friends and my wife, my team, everybody helped me in this preparation. And thank you. I love you. Pacho changed me because him. Thank you, man. Thank you. Ele me ensinou muita coisa sobre essa preparação. Como é que eu falo? O Derek me ensinou muita coisa sobre essa preparação também, muito sobre resiliência e como um campeão de verdade se prepara e lidar com seus problemas dia a dia. Então, eu absorvi muita coisa dele para a minha vida, para essa preparação, e foi o que rendeu nos bons resultados de hoje, ou de ontem.
Ramon, go ahead.
Okay, so he's thanking Derek for everything that Derek taught him, from hard work and, overcoming a lot of obstacles. If it was not Derek's mindset, he would not have the strong mindset that he has today. So he's saying that with his support and his team and his family support, he was able to do and accomplish this dream.
It's a great brotherhood here at the Olympia level. Help me out with Ramon on this one. Ramon, all year, two names that have been thrown around as possible successors to Chris Bumstead. Mike Sommerfeld has been the name that everybody's been hearing. Won the Arnold, took second place to Chris Bumstead last year. Your name kind of got thrown around a little bit, but Mike Sommerfeld was the man to beat. Did you feel like you were the underdog coming into this fight?
Não, eu sinto que...
Thank you, Ramon Dino, ladies and gentlemen.
Eu sinto que desacreditaram de mim apenas por um deslize que eu tive ali, mas a gente mostrou que a gente é muito melhor do que aquilo.
He said he showed everybody that he's much better than what everybody expected him to be, and he showed that on stage.
Well, this was clear. This was clearly your best. Never been better. Nobody recognized you when you came in. You shaved. Everybody said, "Who's the new guy?" He went to get a drink at the casino last night. They asked for ID. But Ramon, congratulations! You've got a whole country behind you. The pay-per-view went crazy. The people in attendance, Brazil flags were being waved all over the place. So congratulations to you, my friend. You are truly and clearly a world champion. All right. Well, we're going to stay right with Natalia. Appreciate the transitions and the translations from Portuguese. My Portuguese still not great. But speaking of reclaiming a title, Jay Cutler, again, did the impossible years ago. Derek has shown that that can be done. You have also done it now, where you won the Olympia title. And then it's been a couple of years. You and Sarah have been kind of going back and forth, but she's kind of had the one-up on you the last couple of years. But you did your homework once again. You came back. I know in your spare time, all you did is go out there, become a doctor. So I know you know, in your spare time, actually, you were getting ready for an Olympia. But you brought your all-time best package, and you actually beat the champ to reclaim the title now, two-time women's physique champion. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Bob. And just like you said, this was a very, very crazy experience because I've been working so much this year. I did the New York Pro, the Pittsburgh Pro, and I was getting my doctorate degree as well in natural medicine. So it's been a lot of things going on, but throughout the whole time, I was just like feeling peace with myself because I was following my heart, doing what I love to do every single day. woke up with a purpose. I knew what was my goal, and I just worked for that. I, prayed for that. I did everything that I could do to accomplish and get this medal back, this title back. And I'm just very, very proud to be carrying this title. And I can promise you that I'm going to honor this every single day of my life.
Going back to last year, a lot of people, it was pretty evenly split. A lot of people had you winning last year. Not to take away from Cyril Villegas, always comes in very conditioned, great champion. But it was very split that people thought. Did you think you should have won last year as well?
Yeah, so with all the respect, I felt very, very confident. I thought my package was really good. I tried to improve in everything that the judges told me to improve, from my quads, my back, my conditioning, everything. I was feeling confident on stage. And I think that's the most important thing for everybody, no matter what you're doing, not only talking about competition, but when you do something, when you put your heart into something, you got to go there confident. You put the work. You know that, every chance that you had, you took it. So my part was done. I went to the stage, showing my best and trying to make all of you guys who were watching feel the emotion that I was feeling right there. Because this is very important. When you see someone with passion, when you see someone doing something with so much energy and heart into it, it motivates and inspires so many people to do the same in whatever area of their lives they're trying to accomplish something.
So, Natalia, you did not, start in this division. You actually started in figure. And for a lot of the people out there today, we got a lot of, everybody's an expert out there, let's face it, right? In La La Land that we call it on the internet. But some people saying that we don't need a 212. We don't need classic, right? Just make it all open bodybuilding. And a lot of times on the women's side, we hear the same thing. But you started out as a figure champion and then decided to make the transition into women's physique. If one doesn't happen, perhaps we're not in this position right now as Olympia champion. So your journey was a little bit different than most.
Yes, I started competing when I was very, very young. I was like literally a teenager. I could not even be backstage by myself. I had to have my mom signing papers and waivers and being with me. So I started in figure. And then I was placing very well, doing very well. But every time that I got to the Olympia, I did my very first Olympia when I was 19 years old. I would not place. And I wouldn't understand, why am I not placing how I'm supposed to? So I talked to the judges, and very important, I talked to Bob. And Bob is like, listen, girl, what are you doing figure? I see striations in your quads. I see, too much conditioning for this category. That's not what they are looking for. So after thinking about everything he told me and all the advice that I got from the judges, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give it a try. Let's see how that goes. And then from that year, I placed last at the Olympia in figure. I went to the Olympia next year as a women's physique competitor and got second. I won the Arnold and I kept winning. And I'm like, I think I found my new division and I stay there. And I'm just happy that we have so many categories that you just have to listen to your body. If you don't fit one category, just move on or try something different until you find your place.
Now, I do have to say for the record, you were not a believer because you and I had a conversation at the Olympia, okay? And I just said, look, just my advice, I think you should go to women's physique. And you said, I don't know. I'm not big enough. I don't have enough muscle. I don't think I can be. I said, look, and this is the deal we made, right? You remember this?
I do.
I said, here's what you're going to do, okay? I want you to enter the next women's physique show.
That is true.
Don't change a thing. Don't change anything in your prep, in your training, nothing. And let's see how you do. And how did it go for you?
When he told me that, I'm like, Bob, you're crazy. And he's like, can you just trust me? I've been in this game for a long time. Just give it a try. And I'm like, what if? He's like, no, there's no what if. You're only going to know if you try, right? In everything in life, if you don't try, you don't know the answer. The no you already have. You got to go and try to get the yes. I'm like, you know what? There is a show. It was right after the Olympia. It was a tamer show, muscle contest show. And I'm like, I'm going to do that. Let's give it a try and see. And I won my very first Women's Physique Pro show, qualified for the next year, and it was amazing.
Well, I think you made the right decision. So congratulations, Natalia Abraham Coelho. Where's Mom? Where's your mom? There's Mom. Hey, Ma. She did good again. Very good. Always good to see your mother here. We all need support. Speaking of support, I'm going to go to Keon right now.
What's up, Bob?
You guys know each other? How you doing? Ryan, this is Keon.
I think 3 is a lucky number.
It's your lucky number, that's for sure. Well,
Yeah.
listen, Keon, you actually just threw the internet into a frenzy just a couple of weeks ago. You put some pictures out and some video, man, that people just like, oh my God, like, what has gone on with Keon? He is absolutely incredible. And then, of course, all the buzz starts. Not that you fueled the fan the flames at all, of course. Saying, you know what, maybe I'll do an open show after the Olympia. Let's see how it goes. But you made tremendous progress. Now, you are already the defending Olympia champ. But all you did was put on about, 10 pounds of muscle this year to be even a bigger version of yourself?
Yeah, so last year I competed at 200 pounds. This year I weighed in around 211.9. Accidentally. We grew a lot. But we went straight to work right after the 24 Olympia. My wife does my training, so, we figured out what I need to bring up as far as the body parts and went straight to work. I mean, even when we went on a little vacation, I was on diet. Still had my alarm clock on every 2.5, 3 hours to eat my meal, to the point to where she told me, you got to pull back a little bit. But we just, I'm just very consistent, and I'm just so ready to improve. And so I think on stage, realistically, I was around 208, 209. But we put on a lot of tissue, and I like to say you got to be a bodybuilder 24/7. What I mean by that, you have to be consistent with the diet, the water, the sleeps, and the recovery. And I think the biggest change in my routine this year was the recovery. And, recovery makes a huge difference to the body.
I think you're recovered. I get that. Listen, Keon talks the talk and he walks the walk. I don't know if anybody saw when you were coming in and sitting down, but he actually pulled out chicken and rice over here that he was just eating. The show's over. Man. Take the day off. Enjoy. Have a piece of cake.
Impossible. We're 2 weeks out from Prague, so I decided to do Prague Open. I wanted to see how I can do next to, the taller guys that's 20, 30 pounds bigger than me, to see how I stack up. And I feel like what I brought this weekend, we got a good rough estimate what I can look like for as weight. So now we're just going to crispy it up for, Prague, and then see how I do. So I'm excited to see and challenge myself. And from there, we'll take that next step. But for now, 2 weeks out.
Well, you know what? The whole bodybuilding world can't wait to see what you look like up against, we call them the big boys. Like you say, they're taller, but they're not really any bigger. But it gives an interesting premise. We tackled a little bit on stage last night, but I wanted you to enjoy your Olympia moment. But let's say you win Prague. Let's just say you go in there and you clean house, and now you were qualified for the Mr. Olympia, where you can stand next to this guy. That's always fun. And, obviously, you're the three-time 212 champ. What do? You chase Flex Lewis. He's got 7 all-time. That's obviously a very difficult one to beat, but if anybody could beat it, it's probably going to be you. Or do you dabble? Do you take the chance? Do you maybe just take a year? I hate to say take a year off, because clearly you'd be getting ready for the Mister, but that's a hell of a decision to make there, because you can't do both. I don't know if anybody knows the rules, but you can't compete in 2 different divisions. What would the choice be, or have you even thought of that yet?
I think that choice, I can make that choice once after Prague. It's one of these things, I have to pull back myself. I got to do one thing at a time. I knew I was doing Prague, prepping for the 212 Mr. Olympia, but I have to really put Prague in the back burner and just really focus on the 212. Now I'm all in about Prague. I'm not thinking about what I'm going to do next. I'm not thinking about any other show, the Arnold, whatever the internet wants me to do. I'm going to do what I want to do in my team. And right now it's just Prague, and, the goal is to win it, and we'll see from there.
Well, Derek, let me ask you, because, the chances of a guy in the 212 coming into the Open and winning the Mr. Olympia is practically impossible, right? See what I did there?
Hey,
Yeah,
man.
so we got coffee out there for everybody?
Like I said last night, listen, I like to, I want to do a shameless plug like you did earlier. I like to redefine impossible. Shout out TLF, my sponsor.
Well done, brother. Well done. We're always selling up here. That's okay. But
So, when somebody says you can't do something that's never been done before, it gets me excited, man. And, they said for me coming into this show this weekend that, the best thing he could do is 4th. Okay, great. Like I said the other day, you can't shock the world if they already believe in you. And so that was my mindset going into this. And so if anybody wants to come from any other division to the Open, I welcome that. I think it's great. You know, the Open Mr. Olympia title is the most prestigious title. It's the king, and I welcome everybody.
Well, we're going to see how that plays out. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that Sean Clarita, your nemesis.
Yeah.
Now, you've gotten the best of him the last 2 years, but he's a great champion. And I don't know, if you don't put on that weight this year, probably the best Sean Clarita we've seen.
100%. So
Man, he
everybody
was-
clap your hands for Sean Clarita. He brought an amazing package this weekend.
Man.
And also, I would like to say this was the best 212 lineup in history, in my opinion. So,
Well, he came out smoking, and when you saw Sean, you went, wow, this is going to be a battle. If you didn't put on that muscle if you came back and exactly the same as last year, do you think it goes your way, or this might have been a little bit closer than you were expecting?
it would have been closer, and it was closer in the morning show. I believe the weight cut, as far as was the peaking for prejudging, because I did have to cut so much weight coming down this time for the first time. It was a whole new territory for my body and my team, and we learned a lot from it, and that's why I wanted to do Prague to capitalize on top of that. But Sean definitely pushed me, but we got better for the night show, and we was able to close the door.
Oh, he closed the door on number 3. Give it up for Keon Pearson. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Terry decided he has more important things to do today than to be here with us. No, I know. Listen, he's got some commitments.
I'm really sorry, guys. I'm going to have to shoot, but I just want to say thank you to everybody who's turned out today. I know Derek's already said it, but I do appreciate you all being here, and enjoy the rest of the seminar. And yeah, thanks again.
Ryan, you've always
Cheers,
been a
guys.
gentleman, a great champion. Best of luck to you, and we'll see you, of course, down the road. Ryan Terry, everybody.